obviously almost a mirror image of the prelim final. They got a run on and you managed to peg him back. What clicked for you?
Yeah, it's a good question. Well, I felt like in probably about somewhere through the second quarter, we started to get some of our game together. Wasn't all there. We were just making so many mistakes and almost giving the ball back to them. And clearly when you get stuck in your back half, that's it's a hard night to be able to defend, especially with Brisbane's firepower. I mean, they're for it to live in the half, they will score. So we were able to work our way through that. Started to get ball more in our half. Started to live there for a little bit longer. And we were able to turn the result around. So we had probably about 7 or 8 minutes in the second quarter. We sort of hang our hat on coming into the break. We probably doubled down on that message a little bit, and sort of thought that was the formula that we need to bring out into the second half. So, but certainly didn't see that 7 or 8 minutes happen, and for us to drag the scoreboard in. But it goes to show what momentum can do in footy. You can, when you've got it, very hard to stop it.
I'm sure a lot will be made in your transition work and how well you're able to score and develop that for a team that normally lives at the clearest. But Harry Mackay's moment, for a guy that's had a lot of questions about his goal kicking, to step up with the game on the line, how proud are you of him, and what did you say to him after the game?
No, just he took his moment and he wanted it. As like when you find yourself in those situations, you want guys who want the ball in their hands, and he well and truly presented that way the whole night. And he found out that at the end he was involved in that contest and he finishes the play. So I get a bit sick and tired of hearing the nitpicking, to be honest with you. Sort of a bit over it. We can be better than that, I think. And Harry works on his game enormously hard. He has done over the course of the pre-season. He's had a fantastic pre-season. He's been in some unbelievable form, and I just think we should be talking about that.
And for that moment then for him to realise that, to step up, you must be proud.
Very, very. And it's not just him. It's all the players to be able to hold their nerve, because there's a potentially a bigger issue comes out in that players aren't playing that well. Their roles are getting hard to perform, but they stick to what they want to offer the team, and they stay connected as a football team through really tough moments. And we never lost the group, and they stayed quite positive right throughout, and we were able to just get that little bit of momentum or that little bit of a look, and lucky enough to be at the finish. But amazing win. When you're talking about the conditions, there's different conditions. You're talking about the ground. They haven't lost here for 26 games, something like that. So it's been a significant period of time to have the scoreboard against you, and then the quality of the opposition that you're working with. So, we had to overcome a bit, and to be able to finish in front, was just incredibly impressive.
Bossy, from what you just said, where does that win rate in your time as Carlton coach?
Finals always rate quite high, but in terms of being able to deliver a home and away game, I don't think it's been any better, because that's extremely difficult. Away venue again, you sort of do that against the opposition, and time of the year, all those factors just get piled into it. So I said to the boys in there, it's like we'll go the course, we'll move on from this game in 48 hours. That's us as professionals, we have to do that. But we'll remember this day. We'll absolutely remember this day as a team.
Without Sam Docherty, second half too, how is he, and what's it like to achieve that without him on the field?
Yeah, well, he obviously was a bit banged up there in one of the contests, so it was Jardinee. We'll explore it during the week. Obviously, it's hard to tell without a scan, so we'll do that. But I thought Jack Carroll coming in was impressive. Again, he's had a really good pre-season. He's been knocking on the door over the course of the pre-season, and next man in. And I guess another squad mentality. If we've had this appetite for guys to come in and do roles and get their jobs done, and I thought Young was good down back. Thought Camp did a great job. They held their nerve. I was coming down a lot in that first half. I thought their backs were right under fire, but they were able to hold for long periods of time. So I'm impressed by those guys.
You were able to tick some huge boxes last season, but you kind of touched on it earlier, but what could a win like this do for the group?
Well, it certainly gives a lot of belief. Hard to tell at the moment. I think they're things that you look back in retrospect and sort of say that was a really significant moment. But what we will do is we'll enjoy it for what it actually is. And then when we turn up for work in 2 days' time, we'll look at it. We'll look at it with a real set of eyes about what worked and what didn't work, because clearly there's obviously some things that we need to go to work on in that game, and we didn't start very well. We're able to claw our way back in, so we'll look at the game and then we'll move on. And we haven't got a lot of time, so that's probably a good thing. And if you need to be woken up, round 1 versus Richmond is a reasonable game to be walking into. So we'll move our eyes forward. We'll shift our eyes forward soon enough, but I think it's in moments like these you enjoy these wins and enjoy it for what it is.
Do you still smile when you look at Charlie Curnow in your forward line and think what he can do in just like a 10-minute burst like he did in that third quarter?
Yeah, they're just particularly impressive players, and he certainly did turn it on. I mean, that's his strength. If his strength doesn't get you in the air, he gets you on the ground, and that's what his strength. And if you feel like you've got him for 3 quarters, he only needs 10 minutes, and that's just the sort of special nature that he brings and the excitement factor. Again, I've just been really impressed with his off-season and his pre-season. He's wanted to put his hand up to be in a leadership position and take some more ownership of this team and the direction it's going in. And he's as positive as anyone out there, and was able to stay present to the group and connected to the group, and he got some rewards.
Was it your defensive work or your transition and your ability to hit the scoreboard that impressed you most? Or are they hand in hand, do you think?
I know they're probably a bit of both. I think the focus went a little bit more into our defence. They were just getting the ball out far too easily out of our half, and our pressure was quite low, but it was mainly because the ball was in their hands. So we had to do something about that. The boys were able to adjust.
Thank you, guys.
No worries. Thanks. No problem.